My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here. Today is June 25th, 2023. It is 2:56 a.m. So it took me a while to get some stuff together for you. So let's go on Twitter. Couple videos, and someone sent me a video. It's gonna take me a while to think about it, how I'm gonna share it with you, because it's a long video and I cannot just play it like that, and I need to, at some point I will review it. Let's get started with this one because it's shorter. I could easily put screenshot to pause it and you could listen. All right, so let's see. That is important if you value human lives. That was a quote. A benefit of Brexit is that it saved hundreds or possibly thousands of lives, Lord Peter Liley tells at Matt Frey. Okay, so let's listen to this. It's 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Okay, so let's listen to this. It's 2 minutes and 5 seconds.
Has it affected people's real lives? Well, it's saved lots of lives. There are hundreds, possibly thousands of people alive today who wouldn't be if we'd remained in the EU.
How?
Well, I'm just about to tell you. Because if we had, we would not have been able to produce, authorize, and roll out vaccines nearly as fast as we did. And at the time...
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I was paying attention to some of this stuff. Are you freaking kidding me? They already... Oh my Lord. So now, I hope the people in the UK are paying attention. Their families who've been dying like flies. Same thing as with the United States. The people they could not get, get close up with. They couldn't even go to their... they couldn't even bury them due to distancing, and people were dying like flies. Oh my Lord. They're already changing the narrative. Don't believe what you saw. Don't believe what you experienced. Oh my God. Let's listen.
Time that we did, it mattered. Every day mattered, because every day hundreds of people were dying of COVID. So that is important if you value human lives. No one really pretends that if we'd remained in the European Union, we could have done it as fast or as effectively. And indeed, most of the Euro enthusiasts...
All people need to do, go to WHO website and just see how many people died and the EU in comparison to the UK and the US. Because the US and the UK were parallel. They were going in the same direction. My goodness.
Yes, we're saying we should have, despite having left, joined in with their system, which turned out to be slower.
But can I just pick you up on that a little bit, because I know that's one of the the arguments mostly used, that if we were still in the EU, we would have not developed our own vaccine program. I wonder if that's actually true, because there's nothing that the EU wouldn't have stopped us from developing the Oxford vaccine. We would have done both. We would have developed our vaccine as we've always done.
It wasn't just
thing, and we would have bought into the EU scheme as well. We would have had both.
No, we either had to operate our own development, authorization and procurement system, or opt back into the EU system.
Is that really true? Did we have to? Would that have been the choice?
Most pro-European politicians at the beginning were arguing that. People like...
Yeah, but that's a different thing, whether you're arguing it or not. But was it actually true that we would have had to opt out of our own thing if we'd opted into their thing? I'm just asking.
But nobody was putting a gun in the UK to follow certain rules. They would have still do whatever it is that they feel was best for their people. Wow. My God. But anyway.
Well, it is true that we would have been part of their procurement program if we'd remained in.
Yeah.
Legally, we could probably have opted out of it. But would we have done so? No country did, and no pro-European politician in this country urged us to stay outside. Indeed, they were doing the reverse. They were saying that even though we're not part of Europe, we should have joined their procurement.
Oh, God. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, they're trying to reverse the nonsense that went through because people listen to them. They buy it. Oh, my God. Okay, Steve Buckley delays the vaccine rollout. Does that make him a murderer? Oh, is that him? Steve Buckley frustrated health officials by delaying vaccine program sign-off. That's from The Guardian. This belongs in the Brexit urban myth category of, quote, if I sound posh and authoritative, what I say must be true. Okay, it's not true. The MHRA has said we still could have done it the way we did inside the EU. I mean, remember, the EU give you the freedom to do certain things. It's not like it's an authoritarian kind of system where you cannot do what you want. My goodness. Eat out help cost lives, which just goes to show the government really can't care less as long as the benefit bill goes down. Okay, 336,000 people lost their lives to austerity, 225,000 to COVID. Both of the above are still rising. COVID vaccine have been taken off the menu. Alright, so let's leave that alone. There's more comment, but only the UK people could determine what's best for them, because it seems like, in my humble opinion, they're starting to change the narrative. Don't believe what you saw, don't believe this, don't believe that. But anyway, don't believe your eyes, don't believe your ears. There's another one here. Quote, I've never ever felt British. Caller Tony tells at, who's that? Okay, Sanjita Miska, okay, that despite being born here, the racism he has endured in the country makes him feel more Caribbean than English. Okay, it's 1 minute and 55 seconds.
My parents came here in the 50s, and I've never defined myself as being British or English because of the experiences that has happened to me and us. And it's a sad thing to think, in a sense, because I was born here, but the experiences has left me feeling I've always felt more Caribbean than English.
Why?
And in fact, I've never felt English because of the racism. I mean, I was quite a bright lad at school. Also, I was in the higher GCE streams, and I used to get just as much abuse from some of the teachers as I did from the classmates. I shouldn't have been in that group. I shouldn't have been in that. I was too uppity. I was too above myself.
What was it? There was this, I don't know if it was an article or a tweet or somewhere I read, where this barrister, now I know barristers are lawyers in the UK, was in court. And she was supposed to meet one of her clients or something like that. They told her what she's doing. She doesn't belong there. She's a person of color. And she's the lawyer waiting for her client. It seems like the moment they see your skin color in the UK, you don't belong. This kind of thing. But let's continue listening.
Because I was quite academically clever. And it followed on. And it disheartens you as you go into your work stages of your life, that you've been passed up for interviews, you've been passed up for promotions and stuff like that, because you're not, you know, you're getting above your station, even by applying for positions like that. And I think a lot of black people felt the same thing. I've never ever felt British. I'd even go to say it doesn't thrill me. It doesn't dishearten me. It doesn't thrill me when England playing sport.
Can you imagine? I mean, the world at large would have been so far ahead if these people just let other people be, because they suppress people's potential, they suppress people's abilities to do great things, because they want to be the one. They want to be the one to be whatever, anything positive to be them. And then they suppress other groups from being their full potential. Can you imagine what society at large could have been if these idiots, these mediocre, just let people be? My goodness, the UK, when I said evil originate over there, that's what it is. One of the things that I was thinking while this guy was talking, that he never felt British, and he was above his station, that they were telling him and all of that, or his class. When I realized some Brits, when they try to escape certain things that was bothering them in the UK, they go to another country like the US, and then once they come in the US or any other countries, they carry that same mentality. Okay, they see other people and they treating other people the way they were being treated when they were back home. When you look at, for instance, when Brexit happened, I think it's somewhere in Spain. There's an area in Spain that a lot of Brits stays there. They conjugate among themselves. They don't speak Spanish. They don't try to be part of Spanish culture. I'm not saying to forget your culture yourself. This is not what I'm saying. But integrate, be part of. But instead, they carry the same freaking mentality in the UK while they're enjoying the, I don't know, the weather, the beauty of Spain, all the positive thing that Spain had to offer, that particular area. And then when Brexit happened, and all of a sudden, they had to leave. Some of them had to leave. They didn't think that would happen to them, you know. But anyway, I did bring it up in one of my videos on PYTE, that same topic regarding Brexit and those, how do they call them? They don't even call them immigrant over there. They called expat, I believe they call themselves. But anyway,
you know, it doesn't get my blood boiling or fist pumping for them to win, and that's quite, you know. So, and that's the way I've always felt.
And that's a sadness to you.
If I was qualified,
is that a sadness to you?
Not really.
Or have you just come to accept
it? I've just accepted it. I mean, if I, you know,
that's the difference between American and African American and some of the Black Brits. They accepted it like it's part of them, and that's why they never move. Some of them. Let me make it clear. It's just some of them, not all. Okay, they don't try to, you know, don't treat you like that, or at least create your own thing. But anyway, Meghan will not survive over there. No way. This is why when I see that picture with Meghan with all of the school kids, you know, when they were making that little signal with their arms and hands and stuff like that at that school, and when I see that picture, I'm like, oh my God, Meghan was a bright light to these kids, to shed, you know, give them all the possibilities. That's what I saw when the very first time I saw the picture, and I was like, nope, they have to suppress her, get her head out of here. She can't be that positive of a role model for these kids. That's what it was. One of the things that I saw when I said when I saw the picture.
I was good enough at sport, I couldn't see myself competing for England.
Wow. Couldn't see himself competing for England. England would have been so far, but their hate, their racism is ridiculous. And some people are finding out that the country is that racist. They never knew. So it was doing it and hidden. Okay, I relate so much to this scholar. I often visit London and find the Caribbeans to be the most friendly and approachable. Okay, facts. Okay, I don't feel a part of British society either. All I get from everyone is hostility, ignorance, prejudice, though in my case it is against my very shy, timid nature and autistic social skill deficits. I've been demanding and denied social skill training for many years. Wow. Wow. Okay, a lot of people feel the same. Actually, it's a sad one. Once you're not white, just forget about it. Some people will always treat you as a foreigner. Is feeling Caribbean better or worse than feeling English? Okay, quite an easy solution to that problem, I would say. Okay, so what would be the solution? Because you're not, I wonder what the solution would be. I mean, they're not willing to learn. They're not willing to evolve. They're not willing to. So if the people who are experiencing the pain don't voice it or don't try to prove those people, not to prove them, but do what best for them, and then as they do what is best for them, show those people, the people, I don't know if they will learn or whatever, but it doesn't affect them. They're in control, they have power, they have all of this, so they really don't care. So they want things to be the way it is. Just think about it, like some of the things that I've said with the establishment, the royal family. Okay, they're not the one who's affected by those what poor people going through. You think they will want things to change? No, they're gonna make sure it stays the same. But no, there's no pushback. So I don't know.
The king has taken on. What kind of king do you think he'll be?
Well, you know what you're getting because he's been practicing for a bit. And I don't think he'll change. You know, he is committed of his own level of service. That will remain true.
There was a time, I believe it was, could have been early 90s, mid 90s. We were about to target these type of things, those issues where people have to be kinder, or you know, to target integration. And even in TV and movies, they wanted things to be somewhat integrated and things like that. The conversation was happening. I heard it, and it was happening. And I'm talking about in the United States. I don't know about the UK or the rest of the world, but in the United States, where that change was starting to happen, where they wanted kids to be nicer to other kids in school, stop the bullying and all of that. The shift happened, and then now we see what we are seeing now. There's shooting in school, and you see the people are not doing anything about it. The racism is off the hook, off the roof. So that thing, the talking point to do good, to move society in a better direction, it was happening. People were targeting it, but you see how evils quickly switch the narrative, and then we are where we are now. Okay, that was way before Obama became president. I was seeing that shift there. When I could look it up, like especially in TV shows, they wanted minorities to be part of. There was some shift that was happening. I remember that talk that was being spoken in the public sphere. It's not like it wasn't hidden. It was really integrated, saying it out loud on TV, part of the discussion and all of that. And then the shift happened. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of sad. And the other thing that many other cultures, it doesn't have to be black people in the UK or Asian or anything, just in general, whatever you see black American have, they didn't just hand it to them. They had to fight for it. Look at what we're going through right now. You think they're just gonna stop at just black people? Okay, we just a barrier for some of other people who thinks they are part of these other people who's inflicting pain onto us. You think you are safe? You're not safe. All the things that you see black people are going through, it's just that we are in their way of whatever they want to spread around the globe. So if you see something that is wrong or you want something, you gotta fight for it. So some of the Brits who's complaining, or they accepted it, so I don't know if anybody should feel sorry for you guys if you guys don't fight for what you need or for what you want. So the king already told you, or his sister already told you, he's gonna be the same. Don't expect anything different. So you have to ask yourself a question. What do you want yourself? Because he's comfortable, you giving him your money, so he's comfortable, and he's getting money many other places. So why do you think he himself needs to change for you? Okay, when all the burden is on you. So this is something that you have to think about. When you see American or struggle, it's not like that. The things that black people have, or some of the things that African American have, we have to fight for it. And now they just took over, they reversed Roe versus Wade, and you think it only affects black people? Some people are starting to realize, oh, some of the things are happening, it's affecting me. How many other families, not just black families, white families, Hispanic, Asian, okay, whose kids have been gunned down? You think it's just black people? We were the first one who saw it. We warned so many people. They didn't listen. Now it's affecting everybody. Do you think these people want to do anything about it? Just look what's happening right now. The GOP, some of them, that small little power they have in the House of Representatives, you think they want to do anything about it? All right, just think about that. Especially other race that live around the globe. Just think about it. All right, let's go to the next one. I feel sorry for the people over there, but you have to fight. I don't know. You have to fight for what you want. Okay, so there's another video. Okay, you're absolutely intent on doing the United Kingdom down because it suits your narrative. Claire Forge deems former Brexit Party MEP Ben Habib 6 boring as they unpack the complexities of Brexit figures. Okay, so some of the things that I bookmark here, they were popping up on my timeline. So I realized it seems like they're trying to change the narrative. The things that went on during the lockdown, the failure that they did. So they're trying to change the narrative. I hope the UK is paying attention. If you guys forget certain things, create a note. Okay, have a notebook when you see certain things or when you hear certain things that is happening. Write your thought on paper. Okay, regarding Brexit, this is what they say. This is what I'm hearing, and then right below it, write your own experience, what you experienced, what you saw, what you felt. That way, you could always go back to that notebook. It doesn't really have to be notebook. If your computer or something. Keep a note, because these people are making you see, making you feel like the things you saw, the thing you experienced, the thing you smelled, the thing that you felt, it's not what it is. So keep a note for yourself to remind yourself, this is what I went through during that time. Because I see the narrative is changing already. I mean, it's not like I have a freaking crystal ball in front of me, but just go back to some of my videos. You could see some of the things that I've said during the time when things were happening, and then what's happening now. The narrative is changing. They're making it seem like what you saw, it's not what it is. The facts and figures. I mean, the UK is good at erasing their history. That I know for a fact. They're good at erasing or get rid of or destroy documents that shows their incompetency, their failure of doing the right thing. So they love to erase those things. So I hope some of you keep your own journal. I guess that's what it is. Journal of what you experience every day. That's what the UK needs to do. Create a journal every freaking day. What did you experience? What did you see? What was in the news? And then go back to it. There's YouTube. Create a video for yourself. If you don't want to make it public, that's fine. Don't make it public. Everybody could create a YouTube channel. Record yourself of things that you saw, you experienced, that you felt, the things that you saw, or what somebody did to you, what the government did at that particular day. Keep a journal of it, and then go back to it when you see things is changing. because the UK seems to be like completely in a hypnotism. They believe every nonsense these people are telling them. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's listen to this BS now.
There's been a lot of nonsense, I'm afraid, Claire, spoken by the Remain
Ben,
side.
sorry, I've got to be able to have a word. It is my show. I have given you the floor for a long, long time. You're focusing on things that were said, in the Remain campaign 7 years ago. But look, you won. Your side won. So here we are, 7 years after the vote, 3.5 years after we left. Do you really feel good about the gear change that's happened, Brexit Britain? Do you think your countrymen and women feel good and that we're in those broad sunlit uplands that we were promised?
No, I don't, because for two reasons. One, we've been through one hell of a difficult economic period as a result of lockdowns, number one.
They put them in there. Those people they were the one in power. They the one who put the people in there. They were pocketing a lot of things that were happening, things that should help the people, but they saw the open floor, or it was season to put things in their pocket. They were creating things and lie to the people. I will never forget when I came across the article about the PPE. I was like, what? This went on? I forgot what the article was about, the exact wording of things that was said, but one of the things I remember saying is that, oh my God, only one company get to have this. They don't create the same thing that I've said when the palace is doing renovation. They don't put a bid out there. Oh, I remember now. One of the companies that got the PPE deal, this person or the group of people who create that company was nowhere in the medical field. Nowhere. They were business people. Then they create the business to have that deal for PPE, and then they get that deal or whatever how do they call this, like a bid. They win the bid to provide PPE for the people. And when I look in the background of those people who create that company, nowhere in their history they have medical things in their background. Everything that they did was business people. And I'm like, what the F is this? I remember now that I talk about it. But they create the thing and they pocketed the thing. And another thing that it might be related to, but not fully, there was this video that I did. It's in this channel, because at that time all of those other things that I was talking about, the PPE deal and all of that, is in PYTE. There was this one of those Commonwealth country prime minister. Something happened and he went to Florida in the United States, and he got arrested for something regarding drugs things. And the first thing that came to mind, there were some other things that attached to it. When I put one and one together, and I was like, oh my God, they probably trying to frame him so they could have the banking in that particular country that prime minister is from, to do certain things, because they were hiding the money. They were taking money from the UK and hiding it over there. Maybe this guy, that prime minister, was not playing ball with them, so they frame him in Florida. Okay, so that video is on that channel. I don't remember what the full back end of it, but at that time it was fresh. I did the video about it. All right, so let's finish this into it. So he's talking about the Brexit. Okay, so let's move it back a little bit.
Brexit Britain. Do you think your countrymen and women feel good and that we're in those broad sunlit uplands that we were promised?
No, I don't, because for two reasons. One, we've been through one hell of a difficult economic period as a result of lockdowns. Number one, that's absolutely trashed Western economies right across the board, and you can't point to me a single. Well, you're absolutely wrong. Oh, of course, there are economies that have done worse than ours. Look at Italy, look at Spain, look at Greece. We're much better off than they are.
Look at the G7.
The G7. We were one of the top growth countries in the G7 last year. I mean, if you're just absolutely intent on doing the United Kingdom down because it suits your narrative.
This old chestnut. So if you have a problem with Brexit, you lack belief in Britain. Actually, it's a failure of patriotism. It's been nonsense for years, and you all have been found out for it.
You're looking back. Now answer this then, Claire. How is it that our trade with the EU is up 13% last year compared to
I think it's a little bit boring just to trade figures, which we have been a bit, and I'm guilty of that too.
Okay.
Look at the fact that just on energy alone, on a conservative estimate within 1 year, we're talking £1,300 a year going up in bills. We're going to have about 10 million people in fuel poverty. We have a real absolute, not relative, poverty issue going to come in the UK, with food banks oversubscribed, with debt crisis agencies do not have any tools. And I need to say, with the Chancellor coming on in a moment, if you forgive me, as the money-saving expert who's been known for this, I am virtually out of tools to help people now.
Wow. Well, all I have to say is, one of the questions I have to ask some of the British people, how is your living situation right now? How is it going for you? How is your job? Are you, the NHS for instance, how is that going? Because that was one of the major problems the UK was facing with NHS. And I have to remind you, as a warning, do not follow or do not agree to the US system. I live in the US. Okay? That system is not good. It's corrupt. Any small issues you may have and you go to the doctor, it could easily bankrupt you. Okay? I'm living in that system right now. I'm warning my fellow friends in the UK, if they think of me as friend, but this is a warning. If you will not be able to be bankrupt, this is a warning. When you see that system is being presented to you, reject it. What you had already was good. So they messed it up, pretend that there's something better. There is none. Okay? So what you had before was fine. So they find a loophole where they could easily do or find a way where they could packet things just like in the US. So they're trying to sell you, make it look beautiful. It's not. Okay? It is not.
From California.
Mr. Duane, you own Panama Pharmacy. What kinds of things can your shoppers buy besides prescription medicine at your pharmacy?
We have a selection of medical supplies and over-the-counter type items for treating simple illnesses, vitamins.
Let's say a shopper needs vitamins. How does this shopper know how much the vitamins are going to cost?
Yeah, we have prices on our shelf tags.
They can see the price they'll pay.
That's right.
It's just printed right there on the shelf. They can comparison shop. They can choose. They go to the register, and that's what they're charged.
That's correct.
Now, let's say this shopper, in addition to vitamins, also needs to fill a prescription. Can they look at a price tag on a shelf, on a kiosk, to find out how much they're paying for the medication?
No, ma'am, there's nothing like that.
So how do they get that information?
Well, they could ask me, and sometimes they do, and I tell them what their insurance is charging them. I suppose they could call their insurance company and ask them as well, but for most people, I think it's just unknown.
Does every consumer who buys vitamins, who buys the same jar of vitamins, pay the same price?
Yeah, in my pharmacy, the price is the price, so that's right.
You don't eyeball consumers and decide who has Aetna and who has Humana, and then the vitamins cost a different amount?
No, ma'am, we don't do that.
There's not differential pricing for melatonin based on whether they're being ripped off by Aetna or ripped off by United Healthcare.
That's correct.
But what happens if I go to fill a prescription at your pharmacy? Does every customer pay the same price?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, it's because of the insurance company that's paying for their drugs.
And who negotiates with the insurance company about whether those drugs are covered and at what price?
Yeah, oftentimes the insurance companies themselves negotiate with the manufacturers of the drugs, and that's how they come up with the price that will be charged to the patient.
Then what do pharmacy benefit managers do?
They purport to do that.
Explain.
Pharmacy benefit managers argue that they work with pharma in order to negotiate the best discounts. In my opinion, I'm not sure that you can, it sounds like they're talking out of both sides of their mouth when they say you have to have us in order to lower drug costs, but oh, by the way, drug costs have been completely and utterly unaffordable in the same amount of time.
Well, so pharmacy benefit managers, though, they say that they're negotiating prices. Where can I go to learn how much they're saving us? Saving me, saving our country? Where do I go to find this information to quantify this purported good that they're doing?
I haven't seen anything publicly available that reports that.
Me neither. Pharmacy benefit managers don't reveal to either health insurance companies or patients or pharmacies exactly who's getting what deal, and they make money at every step of the process. They pocket money from drug manufacturers, they pocket money from pharmacies, they pocket money from health insurance plans, and nobody knows if they're actually driving down the cost. I believe that there was a time that pharmacy benefit managers maybe did save some money along the way. And I think that's why health insurance companies gobbled them up. Because now they can profit twice. They can profit once as Big Pharma, as the health insurance company, as Big Pharma, as drug manufacturers, and they can profit again as pharmacy benefit managers. Mr. Isaiah, what do you think of this theory?
I think that it depends on which payer. I think in Medicare, we do actually get that information. We know what the prices are, and we know that they're saving us money, and that's why CBO gives us a score that says if you take them away, prices go up.
But why couldn't Medicare just negotiate?
Why
do I need to hire? Is there something like special, like oil you get rubbed on you when you become a pharmacy benefit manager that you're able to drive a bargain that our government officials can't do?
Absolutely not, except that when Part D was created, it was created with in the law it said, you cannot negotiate.
So Congress created this beast.
That's exactly right.
And it would now be on Congress to rein it back in.
That's right.
Mr. Dwayne, do you think that PBMs always negotiate a better price than your customers would have paid without insurance?
No, I don't think so. I think that the fact that there are so many discount card programs and cash pay programs are evident of that.
I mean, I've actually asked how much it costs with insurance, gasped in dismay, and then had the pharmacist suggest that I walk over and get a little plastic GoodRx card. And I have heard from other constituents who do that. Since my first term in Congress, I have introduced legislation to get full pricing information to patients without them having to ask. We can't stop PBMs from gouging us until we have the information we need to hold them accountable. Some of that information is upside to what they're actually negotiating in terms of savings, but some of it is down to the consumer. In 2 Congresses, I haven't had a single Republican join my Lowest Prices for Patients Act, which would require patients to be told whether it was cheaper to get the drug without insurance. I'd like to invite any of my colleagues to join me in that legislation. This has been a great showing of bipartisanship, Mr. Comer, but I think we need to deliver solutions together as well.
All right, so let's read some of the comment and then move on. Not going to happen. The dice been cast. Britain is banking on her future association, and the EU and the US will again be administered by Britain with the blessing of her newest Asian lover. Okay, now watch Ben and other far-right Brexiters reverse this. That's what they're doing. Okay, watch how joining the EEC, European Economic Community, delivers Britain meteoric rise from being the most indebted advanced economic in 1971 to off the chart, only to be reversed by the 2007 financial crash, Tory austerity, and Brexit. We must set Britain free of Brexit and debt again. Okay, yes, if you believe really, really, really hard, then it will be wonderful. Okay, what is it? All they have to do is create another, I don't know, one of those performances by the monarch to get people all cheery up and forget about their problem. Okay, his blankets were so tight, they melded where they meet in the middle. Ben Habib from the People's Front of Judea is running around calling Brexiteers not real Brexiteers when some of them were cheerleaders for Brexit when they were avoiding working class people at Winchester College. The fanatics can't even agree among themselves anymore. Okay, habit figures come from a briefing that states, quote, these figures are incurrent. Prices also not adjusted for inflation. This needs to be borne in mind, given current high level of inflation. It also warns against using to them to comment on underlying trend. Alright, so let's leave that alone. I'm done with this. Alright, next. I hope the UK open their eyes. Okay. Don't forget, winter is gonna come again. That's all I have to say. Winter is gonna come again, so be prepared. Okay, next week. Now we are about the Harry and Meghan now, the royal family. Okay, as much some of you may not agree, not the squad, some haters who might stumble on my channel. Yes, Harry and Meghan are part of the royal family, believe it or not. Alright, there's a loving eye. Such joy watching this fabulous two do engagement together. Notice how they complement each other. So natural, so in love. Okay, so that come with, I think a couple days ago was the Ascot, and then I did a video with the other brother with the wife. Don't touch me. Let's see here. Okay, it's 1 minute and 42 seconds. I'm probably gonna have to pause in between, show screenshots. Wicked is there to introduce Meghan to them. Because I didn't see all of this before. Because after shaking the person's hand, introduce his wife. Wow, okay, so let's look at the next one. Let's looking at Harry before he kisses Meghan's hand. One of the squaddies put something about that, a tweet about that. I don't know if I have it on, or if I bookmark that particular tweet with the caption. Look at Harry, they're having fun. Okay, so let's read some of the comment. Watching Harry and Meghan always feels like you're watching a romantic movie. Yes, that's true love. It is a blessing when a man loves a woman and the woman loves the man. True love is hard to find, definitely. This is the thing. These people, when I said these people, I'm talking about those white supremacist people, whatever, who feel like only certain groups should be doing certain things and suppress other groups. Okay, if they let people just be, can you imagine how far we would have been? Look at how they try to suppress or dismantle or prevent Harry from marrying Meghan. All the nonsense they went through to discourage him. Okay, but there's Harry here, very happy. Meghan happy. So, you know, let nature run its course. Nature is no best. May God bless and protect Harry and Meghan and their family. Always bless. Freedom, happiness, clarity, space, and love. Definitely. The clarity part, they need it so they could move forward clearly. Okay, wow. My face was hurting. I was smiling so hard. Wow. Okay, miss them. Harry is a natural gentleman. He did that so smoothly and sweetly. Okay, they got rid of them because of this. But look at what's happening now with the other two, and so publicly. Perfect. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. There's more comment, but let's move on. All right, so there's this here. What really touches me the most is the caresses and how much these two love each other. All right, so the squad were putting a lot of these out, especially what happened with the other one. Don't touch me, okay? Yes, a husband who isn't afraid to touch his wife in public. There's that. Okay, so this one is client extra. Discover more. His last, I think that was his last engagement as a working royal. Very well deserved. Okay, so it's playing again. Okay. Happy Armed Forces Day. I'm so proud of the work Prince Harry has done for veterans. Definitely. Okay, that was 16 hours ago. The devil works hard, but the WSJ works harder, trying to smear the Sussexes, but Netflix shut them down. Netflix said it values its Archwell partnership. The smear campaign will fail as usual. So what happened here? Okay, this is new to me. Wall Street Journal, when was that? June 24, 2023. That was like yesterday. Okay, so what happened there? An Archwell spokeswoman said, quote, new companies often make changes in their startup phase, both with people and strategy, and we are no exception. We're more equipped, focused, and energized than ever before. Look at this. They have WME. Who's representing them. She said the company recently hired a new head of scripted content, actress and producer Tracy Ryerson. A Netflix spokeswoman said the company valued its Archwell partnership and noted that, quote, Harry and Meghan was its biggest documentary debut, quote, we'll continue to work together on a number of projects, she said. Oh, I would love to see, that's from Wall Street Journal. What's the title so I could look for it? Okay, let's see. Maybe somebody asked and respond. Okay. Okay, so that's other things. Alright. So there's Harry here with the vets. Okay, happy Armed Forces Day. Where's the thing I just came from? So that's this. So this is extra. Alright, so let's go to the next one. Okay, let me bookmark this so I could come back to it. Okay, let's like it too. So I have it two places. Next tweet. Okay, so this one I shared with you before I turned off my computer last night. Okay, I love this pic. They make an amazing team. You can feel the love and complicity between our fave CEO. Okay, look at my man shoes. I have officially lost count. Alright, so there's this here. Look at Meghan at Invictus. He enjoyed doing this. September is a long way from now, There's the heart, there's a loving eye. That was it. Oh, so let's go into it. Dr. Zanier. Okay, Dr. Zanier posted that. So there's another set of group of response to it. Meghan dragged him into the 21st century. The Americanization of Harry we approve. Okay, from drab to drip. He's finally experiencing the real Prince life. I'm so happy for Big H. Alright, so there's this. Okay, so that's commercial. Bro, man's been shining since marrying sis. The confidence is top notch. Harry probably has a shoe closet now. Yeah, probably. And this is what's killing the others over there. Jealousy. Can you imagine that? Jealousy. My goodness. And they prevent, well, luckily, well, our prayers. Okay, that bubble, they are in their little bubble. Harry probably has a shoe closet. American has been good to him. He looks so relaxed and casual. Freedom is everything. They're both looking great. There's a heart. This, they both look spectacular. All right, so let's go to the next one. Okay, so I'm done with Harry and Meghan. So we completely off. It's a little bit of politics, US politics, sort of, but not really. This was going on. I didn't know what was going on until I came across this. So I decided to put two of same topic together. Okay, so that was the second one that I saw. The next one that I share, the next tweet, was the first one that I saw, but I put it in this order, which sort of give a better understanding, a background of it. Okay, Meghan Marguerite McCain, so that's Meghan McCain, that used to be on The View. Meghan Marguerite McCain should be the last goddamn person to ever call someone else an elitist and NePo Baby, especially when she is the mother effing epitome of nepotism, white privilege, and being an elitist. Okay, so she tweeted this. Okay, new at Daily Mail column. You should have an idea already. Hunter Biden could shoot someone on. Okay, so you read this. Okay, this is something similar to what Trump have said. Okay, or is it Trump who said it? Who said that? Something being in Fifth Avenue and get away with it. Okay, Meghan McCain, Hunter's a NePo Baby scumbag. All right, so there's some stuff that was going on. All this. Okay, remember. I hope people in the U.S. are paying attention. If I will suggest, I mean, I guess you could still watch it, but there are some real, when I mean real, not like my channel or some of the things that I've said. These are people who study law, who's been to school, who understand what's going on, and follow some of the nonsense that's going on, and then put it in plain English for us to understand, and understand the problem, the issues that's facing us leading up to the 2024 election. Okay, so this is a way to distract people from what really going on. Okay, because I think Hunter Biden have pled guilty for something, and then they taking it as something unrelated, and okay, but whatever. So the reason I'm saying all of this is that you could see on which team some people are to have the type of Trump presidency back into the White House. Okay, so that, keep that in mind. All right, so that's what she said here. So it continues. Okay, she uses her last name to get into high places. Okay, let's see this. Okay, pause and read, because it's too much, because I'm already 40 minutes into this video. Pause and read this. There's another one. Pause and read. Okay, so I'm assuming this is what she said at the Daily Mail. I'll read it on my own, but right now I don't want to make the video too long. Pause and read. Okay, Lewinsky scandal. Okay, and there's this. I'll read that one. She signed on as a Fox News contributor in July 2015 and was named a regular co-host of the afternoon talk program Outnumbered on November 14, 2016, following her departure from both the program and the network in September 2017. McCain was named a permanent co-host of the ABC daytime talk show The View. She made her debut on October 9, 2017 episode. She had previously guest co-host the show in 2008 and 2010. She announced her exit from the show after her 4th season in July 2021. Okay, so that's that. So I guess that was a little resume of her. Okay, let's keep in mind she earned her degree in art history at Columbia University. Really? So, many of these people go for art history. Look at what's the other one? The one who married William. Isn't art history they did? But anyway, so what is she doing at all of this? Okay, I have absolutely nothing against art history. I'm just as a matter of fact, I love art. I study architecture. I love art. It's just that you know, since looking into these people's background, they're giving that profession a very bad name, and I actually had to look it up to see what do art history majors, you know, what can they do with it. And it says, what is it? Critical thinking, communication, research, and teach skills related kind of things. So they're really not really giving this profession a good reputation. But there's one person on Twitter that I follow, and I believe he's a professor. And I never show his things because we're not about that on this channel. But I'll find something that he did and share with you. I think he's in England actually, and he'd be posting some really good information about art. The other day I tweeted him and said I appreciate some of the work that he's done and the thing that he's sharing on Twitter, which is very informative. And let me look for that tweet and share it with you. So I have nothing against art, but these guys who study art, they're not really giving it a good reputation. Critical thinking, communication. There's one who can't even do speech and doesn't know to use her critical thinking to say, I need help, get somebody to help her do speech. So that's that. Like I said, I have nothing against art. It's just that the people that I've been looking into, they're not giving that profession a good reputation. That's all. Okay? So don't take it the wrong way or anything like that. I have nothing against art and whoever study art history. So that makes sense. Okay, I really like to use Wikipedia as a source. Most of what there is pretty accurate, no lie told. What is it? I think Wikipedia said they don't want to use Daily Mail, the newspaper, as a source for their thing. Okay, the face of nepotism, pretty much, by using her last name. Okay, fact. Okay, NePo Baby grifting. Her flat book literally in front of her father's grave. Yeah, I didn't talk about this when this came out, but whatever. Fact, she's his twin because, seriously, there's no zero job she has had based on sheer talent. Okay, that fact. Okay, haha, she's the face of, quote, do you know who my father is? That part. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Same topic, okay? So she went to Daily Mail calling Hunter Biden something. So okay, let me pause this. The GOP, okay, is trying to use Hunter Biden as some sort of a leverage, I don't know, leading up to the 24 election because of the president. Okay, the only scumbag NePo Baby I see is Meghan McCain. Oh damn, he tagged her. Okay, good people show her nothing but kindness and generosity, and she repays that with lies, slander, and putrid partisan filth. My goodness. Okay, so there's Hunter Biden's father, which is President Biden. All right, let's listen. It's 28 seconds.
Look, one of the things that gave Bo courage, my word, was John. Your dad, you may remember when you were a little kid, your dad took care of my Bo. Your dad, when he was a mill aide, worked with me, became friends with Bo. And Bo talked about your dad's courage, not about illness, but about his courage. Her dad is one of my best friends. Look.
Wow. And then she went there and said this on national stage. My goodness. Daily Mail to talk about him, his son. Wow. Wow. Well, when karma hit, we just move out the way. My God. This is sad. Not what President Biden is, talking to her, trying to calm her down. I think I remember that. That was a little bit right after the father died or something. And then she went and said that about his son. Wow. But anyway, the last Republican to be a good and decent man, the ones running the party now, are neither good or decent. Remember when when John McCain was running for president, and this white woman in the town hall meeting was calling President Obama something, and he shut her down right there.
We're scared. We're scared of an Obama presidency, and I'll tell you why.
There is something that you describe in terms of the president's mindset that stuck with me in a way that I feel like it resonates as very true, and I can't quite put my finger on how it works. And it's about the birtherism thing, about what you describe as his obsession with President Obama and his sort of almost desperate need to undercut President Obama in some way. And you said that in the book that the president didn't necessarily actually believe that President Obama was born in a foreign country, but he liked the effect that it had.
I'm concerned about, someone that, cohorts with domestic terrorists such as heirs.
I'm Miles Taylor. I served as the Chief of Staff of the Department of Homeland Security under the Donald Trump administration. I would go into the office, I would read my intelligence brief, and then it was my job to help the Department of Homeland Security to keep our country safe. What we saw week in and week out, and for me after 2.5 years in that administration, was terrifying.
Someone that, cohorts with domestic terrorists such as heirs.
We would go in to try to talk to him about a pressing national security issue, cyber attack, terrorism threat. He wasn't interested in those things. To him, they weren't priorities.
You desired squirrel!
I have to tell you, he is a decent person and a person that you do not have to be scared as President of the United States. Now, look, I
got to ask you a question. I do not I can't trust Obama. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. I have read about him, and he's an Arab. I have read about him, and he's an Arab.
Do you not remember?
He is not. No.
No, ma'am. He's a decent family man. Citizen that I just happen to have disagreements with on fundamental issues, and that's what this campaign is all about. He's not. Thank you. Thank
Do you not remember?
But they don't seem to carry that. Well, everybody have to show who they are. We cannot really say because your father is this is who you are. But she's, then again, she's carrying on the definition of NePo Baby. So take it, how is it? Everybody's their own individual. You can, the character, that's what I meant to say. The character of John McCain doesn't pass on to his offspring, I guess. Well, the son, who's in the Navy, I believe, I don't know if he's still in the Navy, keep his mouth shut. Yeah, I guess maybe if he decided to run for office and could, well, she's messing it up for him if he decided to run, to see that this is the character she's portraying. Then again, he will have to show his own character. But this is the dilemma voters will have to go. There's the father who show who he is, Okay, we may not like some of his policies and whatever, but there's this one here carrying on, backstab the president in a way when he was showing her kindness. I don't know if I'm making sense I'm just thinking out loud. Okay, so let's continue. The last Republican to be a good and decent man, that's John McCain. The ones running the party now are neither good or decent. They are just the opposite. John loved his country. The party now has turned into the party of traitors. Okay, I don't think America would have been better with John McCain as president, but I do know the Republican Party would have been better with him as its leader. That's for sure. This is why they didn't vote for him, because they didn't think, he would have been good at that time. Okay, look at these fake tears. Okay, I know they aren't fake. Her father was dying. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so that was when the cancer thing was getting worse, and then President Biden, well, Senator Biden here, he wasn't president yet. Senator Biden was trying to calm her down, how great the father is. Okay, there's this. Look at the fake tears. Okay, afterwards this, I'm moving on. I know they aren't fake. Her father was dying. What they did do was gain her more compassion and kindness than she herself, as the kind of a person she is, deserve. Alright, John McCain was one of the most honorable men to wear the Navy uniform. It would have been my privilege to have served with him as a voice in Congress for the military. He not wavered from a fight, a man of honor. He served the people of our country, not blue, not red, just. Okay, he never took cheap shots at family. Look what GWB and his campaign did to his adopted daughter in 2002. McCain will never have done the kind of drive-by Meghan happily does for coin. Yeah, that's sad. And her mother is rich too. I mean, can they? I don't know. I really don't know. It seems like they could never have. You know what? Let me finish with this and get out of there. Okay, she's practically orgasmic when she's trashing someone. Okay, so that's it. I'm done. Okay, I don't want to talk about this because there's some stuff that's coming out of my brain right now. I do not want to share. Let's go. Okay, so there's this one here. Oh, very rarely I see her come out talks about anything but her work meaning the project she's part on or whatever. I was very shocked, and I follow her the moment that I saw it come on my timeline. Yeah, am I following her? Yes, I'm following her. When I saw it yesterday, and I was like, what? She's talking about this? That it's very important. There's some people who mind their business, they focus on their work, and that's it. This is, if she has done other things or spoke about certain things, other issues, I'm sorry, I did not see it. But this one is the first one that I've seen, and I quickly bookmark it. Okay, my ancestors say, quote, freedom ain't free, you gotta stand up and protect it every day, end quote. Standing with Vice President of the United States, freedom to health for all women and girls. Actually, that should have come after that video at the beginning of this video, where this Brit was saying his parents came from the Caribbean, he never felt Brit. Okay, you have to fight for it. You have to fight for it. You want something, fight for it the same way the others want it. Okay, so let's listen. I did not listen to it, but the minute that I saw it and read the caption, usually when I bookmark something, I read the caption if it's good caption, and I kept it. All right, so let's listen. 1 minute and 44 seconds.
It's been a year since the Hobbs decision came down from this Supreme Court. And I remember the day, I never thought it would come. We've been having the protection of the law supporting women in their healthcare decisions for 50 years. And, you know, every time you think something can't happen, that means you just have to stand up, be alert, and move when it does happen.
Yeah.
I was mainly terrified for all the individual women and girls across the country who didn't live in a state like I do that supports women's intelligence, their right to privacy. So we have to stand with our sisters. People are hurting, lives are on the line, and it is unconstitutional. So what we have to do is support President Biden and Vice President Harris as they press Congress to make sure that there is federal protection for women's health care rights. We have to do this because it's only the beginning of the slide, the effort to minimize the majority of Americans. So today, just recommit yourselves, and you can do any number of things. You don't have to hit the streets, but certainly talk to your neighbors,
There's the thing that I've been saying. Not everybody is into protesting, make loud noise on the street and all of that. Not everybody is like that, but there's other way. Let people see, your neighbors, understand what's going on, those who's not paying attention. This is why I do my channel, okay? I don't care what YouTube does to it. I really don't care anymore. Because I realize when I read some of the comments, many of you are busy, you don't have time you want to support Harry and Meghan, but you don't have time, you have bills to pay. And thank God, I have the time and I enjoy doing it, and I see what's important. I grab all the important issues that I see going on not YouTube, on Twitter, sometime on YouTube too, on Twitter, and share it with you. This is the thing when it comes to sharing information, and you understand the platform that you have. I mean, I'm not that huge of a YouTuber, but the small minority of people who enjoy listening to my videos, I try to bring you the most important information, and then I insert my humble opinion, So there she is here. She is saying exactly some of the things that I've said. You don't have to hit the street. You don't have to do a couple things. There's your neighbors who probably don't know what's going on. Inform them. Even if they're telling you certain books is not allowed, guess what? You could buy the books yourself. They can come into your house and tell you can read that. Okay? Well, if you guys don't fight for certain things, maybe you will allow them to make laws to come into your house freely if you don't protect your privacy. All right, I'm gonna move it back. I went off a little bit. Okay, let's do it right in the middle.
Constitutional. So what we have to do is support President Biden and Vice President Harris as they press Congress to make sure that there is federal protection for women's health care rights. We have to do this because it's only the beginning of the slide, the effort to minimize the majority of Americans. So today, just recommit yourselves, and you can do any number of things.
There it is.
You don't have to hit the streets, but certainly talk to your neighbors, talk to your friends, petition your representatives.
There it is.
Stand up.
Yep.
It's the only power we have.
Yep.
And we can't let that slip away like Roe. Okay? See you out there.
That's it. Many of us were too comfortable, and then it's very sad to see women. Some women are voting against their best interests, and they're teaming up with the men to destroy the rest. Okay? So let's read some of the comments. There's the heart. Okay, what are you smoking? This vice president is throwing women. Oh, please. Okay, they have to come and throw their nonsense here to distract people. Okay, I'm not even gonna read it. Love you, Miss Woodard. Always have done. Okay, I love you. You are my sister from different parents. Okay, oh my goodness, you look wonderful. Pardon my enthusiasm, but I'm in love all over again. Okay, there's a heart. What she said. All right, so there's more comments, so let's move on. I'm almost an hour. So here I'm done with all the major topic. Now it's chilling down. Okay, I'm closing off little things to make you laugh that I came across. Animal videos. Okay, there's this here. Okay, owner pretend to be drowning to see if his dog will save him. All right, it's 49 seconds. There's the dog over there. So the dog is running. Look at. Wow. Wow, he went in. Wow. Very interesting. Alright, so that's it. I'm not gonna go into the comment. Okay, let's go to the next one. It's animal videos as well. Lately I've been seeing a lot of animal things popping up on my timeline, and I watch them all. This one was cute. It's 13 seconds. Just chilling. There's a squirrel on top of the thing, catching some cool air. Must have been very hot. My goodness. That's it. It's a, what, 13 seconds only. Let's go to the next tweet. And this is my last one. Alright. There's this here. Mommy cat showing her baby to her dog friend. Alright, 12 seconds. There's no audio. Look at it. He said, nope, not your mouth. Oh my goodness. Look how the cat put his paw or her paw to the dog's mouth. Nope, not that close. Alright, so that's it. Let's do a prayer. The word enlighten come to me. Prayer for enlightenment, because people need to see what's going on and make proper decision. Okay, loving God, please grant me peace of mind and calm my troubled heart. My soul is like a turbulent sea. I can't seem to find my balance, so I stumble and worry constantly. Give me the strength and clarity of mind to find my purpose and walk the path you've laid out for me. Alright, so let's look for an image. I need to create as much videos as possible because next week we're going camping for 4th of July weekend. Alright, so let's do this one. Dear God, I don't know all of the challenges my friends have, but you know everything. I hear their silence, you hear their prayers, I see their laughter, you see their tears, I see when they give, you see what's been taken from them, I see their beautiful appearance, you see their scars and their soul, I experience their faith, you know their doubts. My prayer for them, God, is that you hear every single prayer and meet them at their need. In Jesus' name, amen. That's for sure. Alright, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. Oh my God, this video, I was looking for it and I took a screenshot of it and I wanted to bring it up in one of the topics that I brought it in the video. Funny that I click on it. This video itself, I'm no longer a registered Republican. I listened to it on my phone. What he's saying, he's no longer Republican because of certain things that's happening and all of that. At least he sees the light. Okay, he changed his mind. But what took him so long? What took him so long? But I guess that's the part of enlighten. I did comment it on his video. Let me see if I see it. I'm not gonna play it all. I just want to see my comment. Oh, there it is. It's the first one. There's my comment here. Okay, well, African Americans have been warning you all. They've been minding their business, trying to survive. Their kids, not just African Americans, have been gunned down. When it wasn't you, it was okay. Now, once they finish, go after each weakest group. Eventually, it will be you alone to deal with the ones pointing fingers and dividing us all. Common sense should dictate what's right. All in all, just happy for you to see what's right. We need to go back to our founding fathers' separation between church and state. There was a reason for that. Alright, so that's that. That's my comment. I'm surprised that that's the first one I see here. Alright, so like I was saying, please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And yeah, that's it. There's that video with William and the wife. Don't touch me. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better.